Motherfucker.
This is the meet in the middle MJ LeBron discussion. I wanted to say debate, but we're going to try and make it not so much a debate and more of an open format discussion, because I fear if we go into debate on this, JJ and I might actually fight in the middle of this fucking table.
There are two microphones that can be launched. Should not be, but can be.
Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to the Meet in the Middle podcast. I would like to start this off by saying it is officially our 1 year anniversary and the opening to season 3 at the Meet in the Middle podcast.
Let's go.
Let's go. It all started off as a thought, and then it turned into a real thing, and the rest is history. So here we are, Meet in the Middle style, man. Kicking ass, taking names, bro.
Yeah, and for everybody at home, this is the new kind of setup here. First episode doing it with this new setup. I think whoever, if you want to shout out whoever built the table.
Ben,
you're a good man.
And Ben we trust. Isn't that what you say about the Bears all the time?
Absolutely. But no, I mean, it's really cool doing this for a year, and I get pumped the same every time we do an episode. And we've got special fucking treat for everybody today. Because we wanted to do this to kick off season 3. And
don't let JJ fucking lie to you. He didn't even know it was season 3 until 5 minutes ago.
No, I didn't know that. but I did know we were going to have a new setup. So I thought that was the perfect way to kick this off anyway. So, if you want to go into further detail here, because...
No. So it's great to be back on the podcast. We're happy to be here. As you know, with the update video on our Facebook, it's been an adjustment for me moving. Steven started a new job as well. And then Avery has a new job now. So it's definitely been a whole process of, just different life moments for everybody right now. But we're back. We're ready to freaking roll. We're ready to throw some more content out there. So as far as today's episode goes, this is the one we promised you guys.
Been teasing this for a minute.
I'm mildly nervous. But only mildly.
Oh, you're nervous. But I got all the shit for being nervous.
Only mildly.
Oh, okay.
My nerves are nowhere. I'm not nervous even a little bit.
This is the Meet in the Middle MJ LeBron discussion. I wanted to say debate, but we're going to try and make it not so much a debate and more of an open format discussion, because I fear if we go into debate on this, JJ and I might actually fight in the middle of this fucking table.
And there are two microphones that can be launched. Should not be, but can be.
But yeah, so to kind of, go into discussion on this, we kind of have a rough idea of how we want to go about this. We want to do what makes the most sense as far as, viewership, appreciation, but also actually everybody getting a chance to express their opinions and their thoughts on this, or facts, as JJ likes to talk on some of this stuff.
And because we don't want to drown everybody out, because obviously we have strong opinions on this matter. So, and it could get...
I feel like JJ has the strongest opinions. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm the eldest. So, and I literally, Steven's a little bit younger than me, but I watched all of both of their... It's fucking true.
So my opinion's better.
But what did I say to you at my house before we left? I said, listen, I don't blame you guys for having the opinion that you have, because that's your generational guy. And everybody's going to stick up for their generational guy. So as far as you guys having that opinion, I don't blame you for that, because that's who you grew up watching and everything else. And especially with LeBron playing in Cleveland.
Yeah.
On 2 different stints.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing with this whole discussion, though, for me at least personally, JJ and I say this all the time on the podcast. We try to be as knowledgeable and as reasonable fans of sports as we possibly can be. Yeah. Obviously there's bias at points for sure. Like JJ's a fucking dick rider of the Bears. We know that.
Absolutely.
And that's fine. And I like the fucking Cavaliers. I like the Guardians. I'm a Cowboys fan. Like, we do have strong stances, but generally we try to be very honest, very knowledgeable fans of the sport, because at the end of the day, everybody has their opinions, but facts are facts, numbers are numbers, stats are stats. Thoughts are just a matter of opinion, and opinions do matter, and we're all entitled to our own opinions, but at the same time, you can't deny what the truth is, what the facts are.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to get into all
that. Yeah, we're going to definitely get into that. So kind of format this, a little bit more, I guess formally, as you will. We want to kind of break this down by categories, and we kind of want to break this down into pairs. So, like, for example, let's say we're going to start with regular season numbers. So that's just kind of where we go on things, right? That's where our starting base is going to be. Avery and I are going to have a few minutes to chat and, say our things, say our thoughts, and then vice versa. We'll give JJ and Steven the floor, and we'll let them have a minute to talk. We don't want to have a conversation of us talking over each other so much.
Which is what would happen, exactly what would happen if we didn't kind of break apart on that.
Yeah, so we want to have a little break in between this so we can get our thoughts out and we can get our opinions out.
But I say after we make our points and then we could fuck in on each one.
No, for sure. But I think
each one because that'll make it fun after.
Well, yeah, but in all fairness and all respect of the debate, the discussion, the podcast, we all need to have a chance to have our voices heard without being overspoken on. So that's kind of how we want to do this. And with that being said, we'll let the elders over here start this off. So let's talk some regular season stuff as far as MJ and LeBron goes. And you guys are on the MJ side of things, so
we definitely are on the MJ side of things.
So what's some stats? What's some points? What's some discussion topics? If you want feedback, let us know. But as far as if you don't tell us, we'll give the respect to the four of you guys just talking.
I'm gonna let Steven, who has a whole book of notes.
Oh, weird. JJ's the one guy who didn't come prepared.
So I did not because, like I said, I've got my boy over here.
You want to hear about stats, like regular season stats or whatever?
I want to talk regular season because regular season and postseason to me are different things and totally different numbers to break into account. So if you want to talk stats, just talk about play, talk about teams, whatever it is. We're just trying to get like the basic bulk of their career being like regular season stuff right now.
Okay.
We can talk about the playoffs, appearances, stats, all that shit down the line.
Awards are going to be a big one.
But this is just more of like a opening the floor. Like, okay, like this is MJ. This is what we think about MJ based upon these things or these thoughts.
Well, I mean, for me, there's a clear difference in Jordan and LeBron for me, and it's pure dominance in every season Jordan played. Everybody that stepped on the court feared him. And that's really never been the case for LeBron. Nobody's really ever said, oh, I don't want to play Cleveland. They got LeBron. I mean, I'm not saying he's not good.
No, he's a phenomenal player. I want to preference that. LeBron is a phenomenal player. Absolutely phenomenal. But if we're going to have the debate, it's got to go, I don't know if you have these stats down, but regular season, I think Jordan in his 12 years played all 82 games 9 times.
Yeah, I mean, so he played technically 15 seasons because he had the couple of
Warriors
or the Wizards. Yeah. But even with the Wizards as a lower stat, he had still ended his career averaging 30.1 points per game, where LeBron through 20 actually the stat I wrote down was just through their first 15 seasons to try to make it a little more accurate for debate type of thing. And LeBron is only sitting at like 27.2 points per game. And they ended in the 15 years, I think Jordan had 32,292, where LeBron had 31,038 points. Now, granted, LeBron's, I didn't write those ones down, to be honest, but I think LeBron sits around 8 and 7 on assists and rebounds. Jordan is at like 5 and 6.
Right.
But you also get a different side with Jordan too, because he's averaging 2 steals a game almost every season.
Yeah.
And a block a game. So that's how, he ends up with those awards that LeBron doesn't get too.
But. Yeah. So I will take the floor over here for just a second. I would like to preface that I entirely agree with what Steven said on MJ, as people feared MJ. They did not want to play MJ. Like 100%, I agree with that to a T. That dude was terrifying to go up against because you knew no matter what you did, that dude was getting his buckets and he was probably going to win that game. Like 100%, I want to acknowledge that. Like that's a fact I would get behind on when it comes to Jordan. But here's my question. This is more something I do want your guys' opinion on. What were people most feared of when it came to MJ? Like, what scared them the most about MJ?
Well, for one, he was an asshole to his own teammates. So imagine how he was to his opponents.
Yeah, but we already just went off the rail. I asked you what opponents feared of MJ, not what his teammates feared about MJ.
I'm saying if he was such an asshole to his own teammates, imagine his competitive nature. I mean, he would kick guys out of practice himself if they weren't practicing hard. He's like, we're not doing this. This is where LeBron's personality is just more easygoing, stuff like that, where it was no nonsense with the Bulls. Because if you watched the Last Dance documentary, there weren't a whole lot of flattering things said about Jordan because he was no nonsense. The most competitive, I'm not saying basketball player, the most competitive athlete I've ever seen.
Well, he was competitive at everything.
At
'Cause
everything.
they literally said when he went into his gambling fucking addiction, he was so competitive with the fucking poker, and that's why it was taking him down a road he shouldn't have went.
Right. Which, I mean,
But
off court stuff, I think we're going to try to avoid the most possible because
Why? Because it's gonna make MJ look bad compared to LeBron.
Shit, because we're talking basketball. Who's a better human being? Who's a better person? I think it's LeBron, hands down. I don't think that's close at all. I think as just a person,
Yeah.
LeBron's a way better person. He donates a lot more. He does a lot more for the community. I'm talking strictly basketball.
right.
I mean,
Right.
yeah.
But you were just talking about gambling and
different
poker,
competitive.
so it's not just basketball you're talking
Well,
about.
I'm just,
I
I
didn't
was,
say that.
I was
Go on.
saying that for
He's
his,
just talking about his
competitive nature.
Yeah.
and granted, I'm not like LeBron, or not LeBron, but Jordan was a dick. He broke my childhood fucking heart one
Right.
time because I literally tried to get his autograph at Mid-Ohio when he used to have super bikes, and he literally didn't even acknowledge me.
Yeah. Wow.
So here's my thing, because we still
You're still defending him as far as a
because
player
we
on the
still
court.
didn't answer the question at all.
All right. I mean, it's just his killer instinct, and
Okay, and see, that's what I was looking for. I
that-
want an actual answer, not
that-
like all these
that's-
other bullshit things that are going into
that's
this.
something LeBron to me has never had.
He
It's-
had
So what do we correlate killer instinct to? Is
He
killer
had
instinct.
the
Hey, I'm talking. Shut your mouth.
Okay, wait.
Killer instinct. Are we comparing that to like just his scoring in general, or are we comparing that to
Nah.
his just intensity on the court? Like,
Anything
when
to
you say killer instinct, like I want more.
intensity, yes, but anything to win the game.
Okay.
And no matter what, Jordan was taking that last shot unless
Right.
he devised a plan like he did with Steve Kerr to take that last shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they come up with that and they're like, they're going to expect me to shoot.
yeah, everybody in the building.
So, and that's because he took every fucking last shot almost if he needed to. And LeBron, in those type of game situations, he usually passes the ball. And when he does take those shots, he misses them. But
That was an accident, but I had to do it. That was like perfect timing. So no, I like the killer instinct, and that's a better, answer. And he's doing whatever it takes to win the game himself. Is basically what you're saying.
Right. So what I was going to say on that point is everybody here knows, because it's a phrase that people use about Kobe, the Mamba mentality.
Right.
And that's what Jordan had. And who did Kobe emulate 100% of his game after?
right.
Yeah.
He sounded like him at his fucking press conferences.
Yeah.
Like he sounded like Jordan.
So my thing is here, and then we're gonna bring Avery into this because you just will not let Avery talk at all right now, Jim.
I'm listening right now. I'm getting a read on the
want to
room.
listen and not be involved in the fucking.
No, I'm
fight
getting a read
between
on the
JJ
room.
and I. It's fine. So you're saying Jordan's just killer instinct, and he's doing whatever it takes to fucking win the game, whatever. If you're saying Jordan's doing whatever it takes to win the game, why over the course of both their careers combined next to each other does LeBron have more assists, more rebounds a game, every single game of his career?
Not total career per game.
Per game, yeah. Why? Why is that something?
Why is that?
So-
Because they have different games.
And
They
that's exactly where I wanted to get with this. They play very, very different. Now, Jordan is feared as a scorer. He is feared as an intimidator. He has that, it factor when it comes to that stuff. And I'll give you guys that. But LeBron does way more to impact the game all the way around the table. And that's the difference. And the stats don't lie on that. I can pull the stats up right now. They're on my paper.
Can you pull up the stats of the stretch where they started MJ at point guard and he averaged a triple-double?
That's awesome. That's great. But LeBron still has way more triple doubles than MJ all time. And he has way more assist games, over 10 all time.
And yes, but Jordan also had, now granted, I think LeBron just passed him recently, but he's been playing 40 years. But Jordan also had how many more 40-point games and how many more 50-point games, and those went into him winning those games. And on top of that, Jordan wasn't just feared on offense.
Mm-hmm.
He was feared on defense.
No, 100%. And we've talked about that, and I totally agree
And
with that.
LeBron's never been feared on defense. He does when he gets his
highlight blocks.
Yeah, when he gets his blocks or chase downs.
LeBron not being feared on defense, I think, is a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
Because LeBron, and this is something Avery and I have talked about, LeBron, during his best years, during his championship wins, during his whole career, has pretty much had to be the best defender on his team. And he's had to pretty much go against guys as the best defender on his team.
I would
How
say
many
that's
times can you
not
name that?
accurate.
Were a better defender on his team?
Matthew Dellavedova was the best defender on the Cavs.
That's crazy because that's the one guy I said.
That's the
But where's
only-
the person after that?
But when he came back to the Cavs, Dellavedova was on that team the entire time.
And Dellavedova was guarding point guards. Who else was he guarding
Yeah, but
at that point?
also on top of that, to that extent, they never put LeBron on the best player on the other team half the time. He gets switched off of KD. He gets switched.
You know what's crazy about that? LeBron does get switched off the players because LeBron is one of the most switchable defenders in the league.
But he's got a lot of versatility.
I'm not
saying he can guard all five because of his body size.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Can Jordan guard all five, though?
I mean,
No.
If you asked to do it,
Did he ever get asked to do it, though?
I don't know.
why would
Exactly.
you? He's playing with 7-footers. Why would you?
Exactly.
Because he's playing with better
That's the-
defenders.
So this is another point I want to get into. Avery can chime in on this as well, because we talked about this as well. When he won all those championships, who were the three best defenders on that team? Jordan, Pippen, Rodman. A lot of the teams he won against had really good power forwards, really good centers. Jordan's not guarding either of those guys.
I mean,
And he's
Jordan.
probably not even guarding the small forward on the opposing team.
and I think
Pippen and Rodman are doing that for him.
and I think it's arguable that the defensive capabilities of Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan, I think were pretty similar.
I think we're forgetting teams they played in those playoffs, because the best players on those teams would be Clyde Drexler, who Jordan guarded,
Mm-hmm.
Gary Payton, who Jordan guarded.
Gary Payton, here's the thing about Gary Payton. This is no disrespect to him. He is one of the best point guards I've ever seen play. I'm not scared of Gary Payton as a scorer that much. So to me, I'm not that impressed by Jordan guarding him every play of a game.
He's still
If you're telling me he is guarding fucking Steph Curry all game and locking Curry's ass up, that's one thing.
but Gary Payton was still a great player on a great team,
Yeah.
and
I agree.
was probably top 3 defender in the league when he was
And
playing.
I agree with that as well. I think Gary Payton, they call him the glove for a reason. There's a whole point why he got that nickname.
And if you ask that guy as one of the top defenders probably ever in the game of basketball, his least favorite time playing basketball was when he had to play Jordan.
Yeah, everybody didn't want to play against Jordan. And we already discussed that. We talked about that. That was one of the first points you made. Nobody wanted to play against Jordan. That's what made him so great. And I'm not knocking on that at all. I think Jordan is great, and he is scary, and he is intimidating. But the guys that he was asked to guard, I'm not as scared of some of those guys as I would be the guys LeBron was asked to guard.
I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, but if we're talking defensively, only one of them won a Defensive Player of the Year.
And that's fine. And I knew that was going to come up too. So I was waiting for this. Carry on. I know this was
And
going to happen.
he won the steals title, 4 times too?
Yeah, something like that.
Which is incredible. He's a 2-guard who won Defensive Player of the Year. Can you name another 2-guard that's ever won Defensive Player of the Year?
Marcus Smart, Tony Allen.
They both won defense, and they both played the 2-guard all times. Because Smart to me is more of a 3.
No, Marcus Smart's a 1. Plays point guard.
Marcus Smart is a guard through and through. He does not play small forward. They tried to do that, and he was terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Tony Allen was a 2-guard through and through.
yeah, but that's all he did was play defense.
And that's the thing, and that's fine. You're 100% right. I'm not taking that away from your argument at all. What I'm saying, though, is it's not like it's unheard of. I mean, actually, it's a really common thing nowadays to see really, really good defensive 2-guards. I mean, Lou Dort's another great example.
Right.
Lou Dort is a shooting guard on the Thunder. He's not a small forward. He's not a power forward. He plays shooting guard.
Right.
Lou Dort's regarded as one of the best defenders in the league.
Right. Well, defense is not the same because we're going to go through.
But
eras.
defense is 50% of the game, is it
No,
not?
but it's not the same back when Jordan played
Than it is now.
than it is
God,
now.
there we go.
I mean,
Well, that counts for something. Eras
It's
count
not,
for
though.
something.
look,
You need to start chiming in.
Yeah,
You're
so-
not saying anything.
So the biggest thing that I think we need to take into account is how different voter fatigue is now as opposed to then.
Right. And I think that's real.
It's absolutely real. Like the amount of times that James has been snubbed or other players have been snubbed
Right.
of any title or like any MVPs.
yeah, like let's be
Defensive Player
real.
of the Year,
Let's be
offensive.
real. Let's ask the question: do we really think Marc Gasol deserved Defensive Player of the Year over
Fuck
LeBron?
no.
Well, and
Yes
here's-
or no? It's a yes or
I
no
I mean,
question.
I have to see the stats because I
Oh,
don't
they-
remember that year.
It's a
They're
yes-
unfair.
I'm saying it's a yes or no question. It's
Well,
not a
then-
debate. It's yes or no.
I would say probably no, but once again, you have to kind of know the stats.
I mean,
Avery has
from
the
the
stats, don't worry. I know he
defensive
does.
side of the ball, I don't know and I don't remember. I mean, I remember him winning it over
Because
LeBron.
he should have absolutely won Defensive Player of the Year over fucking Marc Gasol that year.
Well,
Not even a question.
I don't think anybody, we're going to debate this subject, but I don't think anybody thinks LeBron's a better defensive player than Jordan.
I'm not arguing LeBron as a better defensive player than Jordan by any means, but I'm saying his defense is undermined a lot because he
Absolutely.
does so much offensively.
And Jordan didn't.
No, Jordan did. Jordan did.
Jordan won 10 fucking scoring titles.
And 100%. Jordan was a great offensive player, a great defensive player. What I'm saying is the respect that LeBron should get more so on defense, he doesn't get at all.
Okay. Well, I
don't think he's a top 5 defender on planet fucking Earth, but he's
Right.
definitely better than the top 50 defender.
he's got length and he's got athleticism, and those are huge when it comes to. The problem with LeBron is he only plays defense when he feels like it.
Kind of like James Harden.
But that's the thing, though, too.
When he feels like it, he could. He
So
could be a dominant defensive player.
Avery has this as a point as well, because he already even mentioned it. He can talk more about this in 2 seconds.
Mhm.
But the game has changed so much from when Jordan played to when LeBron's played, and I'm not saying that matters as far as like LeBron's better or Jordan's better. I'm just saying the expectation is so different these days in the NBA.
But I
Most of the
basically
players-
said the same thing, and you rolled your eyes and like,
But
oh,
most-
here we go.
Most,
Now you're saying the same thing.
but most of the players aren't expected to play defense because we got fucking aliens like Wembanyama on team. We have Giannis on team.
Right.
Well, but here's
We got Joel Embiid who's
Yeah.
fucking running a 4.5 40-second fucking
Yeah, but-
7-2. Like,
half the time he's not even playing. So
But think about, which you could look this up if you wanted to, and I don't know. I mean, if you go through, let's say the past 5 championships teams, I almost guarantee all 5 of those are top 5 defensive teams, like as a team defense. Almost guarantee it. You have to play both sides of the ball, especially when
of the game.
especially when it comes to playoffs. Which you and I have discussed this before, and it's not just the NBA; it's all sports. Playoff, whatever, basketball, football, whatever, is different.
Mhm.
It's almost like a different sport because, especially, I would say more so in football because you're one and done. Like you don't have a series to make up
Mhm.
for all that stuff. So you have to bring your absolute A game. It gets chippy.
Yeah.
I'm positive on this that the scoring goes down in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. Now I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna make Avery say something as well
Okay. Okay.
because he's literally just sitting here fucking.
I'm
twisting his dick
coming in
over
when I
on the
need
side.
to.
But anyway,
looking some
to
shit
go
up.
back to what you said about the rolling my eyes on the different styles of the game, this is what I was really trying to get to is MJ played in an era that was very much the same most of the time he played. LeBron's played, in my opinion, to at least 2 for sure,
Right.
different play styled eras. 3 you could argue.
Okay.
So that's something like he's had to adapt his game so much
Right.
because of what the expectation is.
I get it.
We just never saw it out, Jordan. That's basically all. Much more I can add to that. Yeah, I think LeBron is way more versatile and that he's been asked to do way more.
And that's
in the game.
what the teams ask the players to do. Jordan was not expected to be a facilitator. He was supposed to take the shots.
Mhm.
So, and obviously physically, for one, you're comparing a small forward to a 2 guard.
100%. That's something we
As
should
far as
mention that
rebounds
very,
go,
very quickly.
Yes, a small forward should get more rebounds than a 2 guard.
Right.
But Jordan was an exceptional rebound for being a 2 guard.
Right. That's the thing, and we say this all the time as fans of a game, any fan really. It's really honestly quite ridiculous to compare different positions, different eras. Like, that's what it comes down to.
It really is. And you said this at my house, and it's been said a million times. LeBron's game is more like Magic Johnson's. He is more of a facilitator.
Yeah, because that's what they asked him to do a lot more.
He played that point forward.
Yeah, and one thing to point into Steven's direction, 'cause I know Steven will probably bring us up at some point, if not now. When he played on the championship team with the Cavs, and Kyrie takes that shot, that was Kyrie's job to do. And LeBron's job was to make sure Kyrie got that shot.
Right.
Like, that's what the expectation was.
Right.
Not just give him the shot, like build everything to be able to
but
make it so that he was able to take it.
Undermine about that too, at least a little bit now. I mean, when it happened, it was like the talk of the fucking world. But it's undermined now, being way past it. LeBron had to make that defensive play to even set up that shot for Kyrie. And you all know what play I'm talking about if you watch even a lick of basketball. The fucking block off the backboard where he pinned it.
Best of all time.
He had to do that to even get Kyrie the shot with a chance to even win that game. Like, that was what the expectation was.
And I was rooting for that Cavs team because Cleveland needed a fucking championship. They needed a title. And I rooted for them to where I've never rooted for Jordan. Not one fucking time did I ever root for Jordan. Not once. I was actually rooting. But this is not a popularity contest. It's not, it is, we're pinning the player against the player. I got simple questions to ask you. Who's a better offensive player?
LeBron
is a better offensive player.
in my opinion.
I think LeBron is.
You're fucking insane. 10 scoring titles?
So is offensive only scoring? Is offense only scoring the ball?
That's where the question really comes. What do you consider
My
offensive?
God, 10 scoring titles. How many does LeBron have?
One.
One? Okay.
He has one.
He has one.
Thank you.
10 scoring titles to one.
All right,
and you're saying he's a better offensive player.
Because he does more than just score the ball.
It wasn't even...
This is our time to talk for a
I think
second.
you need to get your own buzzer, Steven.
So let me just run down these stats for you really quick. So career stats right here. Jordan averaged 30.1 points per game. Steven already mentioned that, or you. One of you mentioned that, I know that. 6.2 rebounds a game, 5.3 assists. That's the offensive stats. We're going to go with just that for right now. Field goal percentage was 49.7, 83.5% from the free throw line, 32.7 from the three-point line.
Right.
He played 38.5 minutes a game. Now we'll go to LeBron's side of things. LeBron averaged 27 points a game, which is lower, yes, 100%. But he also averaged 7.5 rebounds a game, which we talked, like, as a small forward, you should get more rebounds.
Right.
That's the
and it's not that far away, though.
Yeah, it's only, one
half.
So let me finish a little bit. He averaged 7.5 assists a game, too, which is 2 more than Jordan. Now, this is where I like the stats a little bit more, too. He played 37 minutes a game. So he played less, and then obviously, that's only a minute less, but when you do that over the course of your career, that means something.
Right.
He had a higher field goal percentage, 50.7. He also had 34.8 from three-point percentage, which is higher than Jordan.
Right.
His free throw percentage is low, which we talked about 100 times. It's not as bad as you think, though. It's 73.7.
It's went up since last time I looked because it was 70.
Yeah, that was literally just this afternoon I looked this up.
No. I'm saying when I haven't looked at that in years. So I'm saying in the last couple of years he's brought that up.
If you look at this, and this is just facts, this is just stat to fucking paper.
Right.
The only thing Jordan averages more in as far as offensive goes is points per game, which is a good margin at 3 a game. I'll give him that 100%.
Right.
And free throw percentage. Everything else LeBron beats him on offensively.
And
you can't argue the fact of how he played or how people were scared of him. It makes a difference because it doesn't. The stats don't lie. That's the stats, and the stats are the stats.
Well, those are the stats, but defense has changed so much. The hand check thing is what everybody brings up.
That and defensive 3 seconds as well.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing when Jordan played, so they could just stay in the fucking lane and wait for Jordan to come gliding in and knock him the fuck over.
And the physicality is nowhere.
So you literally are comparing the thing I said you cannot compare because it's irrelevant to what we're talking about. Him.
No,
I'm
he's saying opposing defenders making it harder on offensive players as Jordan being the offensive player is what he was saying.
Guys that played both guys, 90.
I'm going to tell you Jordan's better.
Yeah.
Whatever, but we're also not talking about that. We're talking about stats.
Also,
and the stats favor LeBron.
Also, your 3-point percentage. When Jordan came into the league, 3 points weren't really a thing.
No, he averaged 2 a game.
And
shooting,
so it was really, really, really low.
So he averaged 2 a game, and with that number, he's not even making either of those 2
But
a game.
Imagine if they did shoot threes. He would have averaged 38 a game.
If you look at his last 3 seasons, I
but that's
think
the
he
thing.
averaged over 40%. Jordan.
But that doesn't matter. We're talking about the career right now.
No,
We're not
I
talking about the
understand.
best season. We're not talking about
I'm not
that
talking
shit.
about his best season. I'm just saying when the 3-point became popular in the league, Jordan saw I have to adapt and start being able to make threes consistently.
And this is a great,
and he was over 40. Where LeBron, to me, has never really had that consistent where he's like, I have to get better at my free throws.
Avery, I need your numbers on this.
Yep. He was.
And then he doesn't because he's consistently been like a 70%-ish free throw shooter his entire career. And that's the easiest shot in basketball.
Yeah, there's nobody.
Okay,
guarding.
so Avery, Avery, pull up the 3-point stuff, and then we're going to pull another point out because you just totally played another thing I wanted you to play.
So his 3-point what year would you say that the 3-point has really evolved to what it is now?
Well, that came way later, but it started
like
getting
as
more
much as what it is now.
When Steph Curry came in the league.
Yeah.
So 2011.
Okay.
2011.
For 2011, he was shooting. Or I guess 2010, 2011, 40% from 3 in 2012, 37% or 37.9% in 2013, 35.5, 2014, 30.9, 36.3, 36.7, 33.9, 34.8. They fluctuate a little bit.
He's all over the map.
But you get to his later years too, when like basically everyone's shooting the ball now. 41% in 23 and 24, 37% in 24 and 25. I mean,
it is fluctuating a lot.
Yeah, but you go to the adaptation. It's kind of what the point Avery's trying to make right now. You go to the adaptation.
Well, the last ones he said was 34%, right?
Yeah, but like here, I guess. So, here's the thing that I guess like my mind goes to on this. And this is not even a LeBron thing. This is just the NBA thing in general. They won't even fucking draft guys after 2020 if you can't shoot a 3-ball.
No, it's that, and that's where the game has just changed so much, and that's where eras go into things. And when I said Jordan was at 2 a game, that's attempts. That's 2 3-point attempts a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's not made 3-pointers. They didn't shoot threes back then, and he didn't need to, for one, because he was so athletic and could get to the cup so easily. Mm-hmm. But what he did after he lost athleticism, he developed his fadeaway that everybody, probably you guys especially, more know Kobe for doing. That fadeaway that was unstoppable.
That's wrong, for one, because I remember it from MJ, so don't act like it's the whole.
Well, I'm just saying it was more relevant because you didn't watch Jordan play, but you watched Kobe play.
No.
What I'm saying is he was still winning scoring titles when he lost athleticism because he knew he couldn't get to the cup like that. So he's like, I got to develop something because he never had that when he was as athletic as he was.
This goes back to the same question again, though. What are we declaring better offensive players? Are we declaring scoring or are we declaring impact offensively all the way around? Because right now, you're only arguing scoring titles.
Well, how about average team wins in here? Because that's ultimately where you want to fucking go.
Right.
Okay, so again, we go back to what's your definition of offensive? Because you keep changing it. You're going up and down on it right now.
I think scoring is offense. Putting the ball in the basket is fucking a better offensive player.
I disagree, and this is where the difference is. I think offense is your offensive playmaking all the way around. Because I think
averages 2 more assists a game.
Because I think playmaking is scoring, assists, and rebounds. That's playmaking to me. That's offensive. Most of his rebounds are actually offensive rebounds, LeBron, too, for the record.
I don't know about that. You have to give stats on that.
I'm pretty sure it's better than MJ's at least.
Well, I will say he was averaging about 1 offensive rebound.
Okay, so I was wrong on that. That's fine, but that's okay. That's why we got the calculator over here.
Yep.
That's your nickname.
1 to 2. I got you.
The fucking Grinch smile fucking calculator.
So now,
it's been a minute since we've seen a smile.
Right? Let's go back to the free throw thing because I was really hoping one of you fuckers would say this.
What?
Really hoping one of you would say this. So I asked JJ this question earlier, and I want to know your answer, Steven. Who do you think are the top 10 best players of all time?
Top 10 best players?
Not in order, but just in general.
I mean,
I want to see if they're similar to JJ's or the same as JJ's.
They probably won't be as similar to JJ's as what you would think because he watched a lot of different players in the 80s that I didn't watch.
Because he's old as fuck.
Yes.
But
yes, good point.
I mean, Jordan.
Ding, ding, ding.
Jordan, LeBron, Kobe.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'd put Shaq in the top 10.
Yep.
Did I put Shaq in the top 10?
Yeah, you
Yep.
did.
I thought I did.
Tim Duncan,
Okay, so that's another one JJ had.
Dirk
TBD.
Nowitzki.
That's
Okay.
that's not in there, but that's not a bad one. I guess I can get down with that.
I mean, he was just dominant
Yeah,
Right.
with everything he was
definitely
doing.
wasn't Tim Duncan, but he was good.
No, but
Who is Tim Duncan? That's the
There-
biggest thing. Like,
nobody was thinking that Dirk Nowitzki was taking the fucking Mavericks to beat LeBron's big three.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
no,
fair.
I mean, they were huge underdogs.
Yeah.
Huge underdogs.
But
And they just went through fucking murderer's row to get to that finals.
Mhm.
I would say Allen Iverson. I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause
that.
you're a homie on that.
I mean, that's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
And he pretty much invented the crossover. Larry Bird.
Mhm.
How many am I at? I don't even know. I'm not even counting.
You're at like probably 7 right now. So let me write down what JJ said. I'm just gonna run down the names really quick. JJ said as his top 10, not in any order, but just top 10.
I know you were writing that down.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, LeBron James, MJ, Steph Curry, Magic, and Will. That's what JJ said.
I didn't say Will.
You did say Will.
I did not say Will.
Who'd you
Because
say?
I wouldn't say Will. I would not say Will. I might have gotten to 9 and maybe cut it off, but I know I didn't say Will because I don't believe that.
Well, that's what I had for your 10, man, because
thought I
that was
heard
the
you
last
say
one
Will,
told
too.
me.
No, I would put Olajuwon over Will.
Okay, so
Okay.
either way,
I got you.
you can pull up the Elijah one. You know what we're going to with this. So even if we take Will out of this, right? Elijah will come on. Shaq's free throw percentage in his career,
Oh, come on.
52.7.
We're not doing that.
Yes, we are.
Why are we doing
52.7.
that? Tim makes no
Tim, time out. Tim Duncan's was 69.6.
Right.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I figured his would be higher.
But I mean, that's pretty close to LeBron's though.
Kareem was 72.1.
Right.
LeBron was 73.7. And when I had Will, it was 51.1. That's 5 out of your top 10 that are way below the normal margin of free throw percentage. And you're telling me how much free throws matter in this.
I think it does matter because nobody's guarding you.
Hakeem Olajuwon's is also a 71.2.
So lower than LeBron's then.
Right. Okay.
So half
I'm
your
not debating these players against fucking Jordan.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I'm not debating these
half
guys.
of your
This is
top-
Jordan versus LeBron.
but half of your top 10 players of all time.
What was Larry Bird's? I didn't
Yeah,
hear
well,
his.
His is really high.
His-
It was 88.
Yeah. I was gonna say his is
No,
really
his
fucking
is,
high.
but the point is, JJ's saying this is the top 10 and free throws matter this much, but half those
Okay.
guys are way below the margin.
And most
So
of these
the-
guys are either power forwards or centers, which generally always have lower.
All I'm gonna say to that note is, I've literally seen LeBron airball a free throw when the game
We gotta
was
give him
on
a
the
chance.
line.
Yeah, I know you're going to say that.
No, when the game was literally they're down by 1 and he misses both free throws and the one was an air ball and then they lose the game. I've literally witnessed that. Jordan would have never. It had never happened.
Jordan's free throw percentage is actually lower than I thought it would have been, to be honest. It was 82%.
Yeah, but in clutch situations like that, he's sinking.
No, and again, I'll give you that. That goes to your point you made at the very beginning of this, and that's a very fair assessment. The killer instinct is a difference. I agree. MJ has a better killer instinct than LeBron, but a lot of this argument that we've had so far, in my opinion, this is how I'm reading the room on this, is you guys are saying Jordan is such a good scorer, and he's so intimidating that automatically makes him better than LeBron. When
That's not-
LeBron impacts the game offensively way more than
That's
him.
That's not the whole.
That's not the whole at
That's
all.
a big part of what you've said so far, though.
I
Well,
mean,
we haven't gotten to other shit.
We
yet.
can run the tape on that.
we were just talking about offense. You said we weren't allowed to bring defense into it.
Yeah,
And
'cause
his
we're talking about
defense-
offense.
His defense with his offense is what makes him the best player ever.
Yeah, but I still don't see him guarding any fucking centers on a basketball team like LeBron does. So
It was a lot. Basketball was a lot more uniformed back then too. It was
okay.
all these hybrid guys that played different positions. That wasn't a thing back then.
So does that not make LeBron more valuable then because he is a hybrid and
more
can do more?
valuable. It means the game changed.
I will say this, because this goes into this whole debate and shit like that. So one of the biggest arguments for me, with Michael Jordan and LeBron is, it's the consensus of Jordan's dominance in the league the whole time he played, from the late 80s all the way to his retirement. there was little debate on who was the best player in the world. Everybody you talked to knew it was Jordan. They said for sure, Jordan is the best player. Larry Bird, after playing him the first time in the playoffs, said that he's the best player in the world.
I don't know this to be fact. We'd have to look this up, but I bet you LeBron's had a 20-year career. I bet you 12 out of those 20 years, he's been regarded unanimously as the best player in the league.
I will tell you this I was a teenager when he came into the league, and I watched him my whole life. And every time you turn on SportsCenter throughout the years, because granted, he's only ever won that one scoring title. And that's typically when they say that's the best player in the world. You know what I mean? So, and his entire time he's been in the league, there's been continuous debates about best player in the league. Shit, he didn't get that till Kobe retired. Everybody was saying Kobe Bryant was the best in the league until he got really old and retired. And then LeBron took that mantle. But then Kevin Durant came into the league, and then people started saying he was the best
Kevin
player.
Durant's absolutely.
And then
So
I understood, but
fucking terrible.
This is just the perception but all I'm saying is that perception when you turned on SportsCenter in the 90s, nobody ever fucking said Hakeem Olajuwon was the best player in the league.
I hear you say all this stuff. I don't buy it. I think LeBron's been the best player for
He's
sure,
not.
at least 12 out of 20
And
years. he's been in
4
the league.
seasons straight, Steph Curry was regarded as the best player in the
I said
league.
12 out of 20 years.
And then you had Kobe, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. There was times when in LeBron's playing time when Harden was
in their fucking
considered
right mind, let's
the
be
best
real,
player.
ever thought Kevin Durant's better than LeBron. Let's get that fucking.
I mean, when he
Nah,
won
I think
MVP, they did.
Kevin Durant is fucking trash.
He won an MVP because of voter fatigue.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
that
But
happened to Jordan too. The year Barkley won it, the year Malone won it, everybody still knew Jordan was the MVP. It's the same thing. It's that voter fatigue, and it's fair both ways.
That's fair. I think they should both have about an equal amount of MVPs,
I think they do. Or Jordan has
if-
one more.
if not more.
Yeah, you have the number on that. Pull it up. I know you.
But
you have
all
some
I'm
there.
saying
I
is,
just have it somewhere actually.
at the end of the day,
Jordan has
LeBron's
5, LeBron has 4.
LeBron's dominance, it's always been impressive because he's just been a freak-sized athlete with what he can do, but he's never carried that same uncontested status that Jordan had during his prime of his entire career. He's never had that.
He hasn't, and it's not. Once again, I hate trash. I'm not trying to trash LeBron. It's not what I'm trying to do. If I say, I think the one day you asked me on the podcast, who's the second best player if you think Jordan's the first, and I said probably LeBron. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, second place, silver medal, you know, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. I am not trying to take anything away from LeBron. But if you're coming up with the ultimate, who is the fucking GOAT, I just don't think LeBron stands up to the thing. And we haven't even gotten into the playoffs.
Let me blow your mind on a number. Then
We
we'll get
have
into the
not
playoffs.
gotten into the playoffs.
That's fine.
yet.
Let me blow your mind on some numbers as far as stuff goes, and then we can go on with the playoffs. LeBron has 350 career games with over 10 assists.
Awesome.
LeBron has 389 career games with over 10 rebounds. Jordan, 76 career games with over 10 assists.
Yeah.
152 career games with 10 plus rebounds.
Yeah.
LeBron doubles, if not triples or even quadruples, Michael Jordan's numbers on that.
Quadruples and assists.
That is a discussion entirely that fits the proof of LeBron is a more well-rounded offensive player. That just is what it is. You cannot argue those numbers at all. I will not stand for that because that is literally so much better.
You're talking to somebody that's played almost double the fucking career. So obviously those numbers are going to be a
Yeah,
lot
but still
higher.
quintuple.
But he exactly.
Who gives a shit? He was winning titles and scoring titles.
Because personal scoring is not the only fucking thing on offense.
But
It's
championships
assists
are.
also.
Championships should mean something.
Yeah, so you had better players.
Better fucking players. He's only playing better players. Start. One All-Stars. Damn. Let's see how many fucking LeBron's played with. How many All-Star players has LeBron played with compared to Jordan's 1?
Pretty sure it's 11.
11. Compared to, and you're going to tell me he had better players. He had 11 All-Star teammates, and Jordan had 1. And you're going to tell me he had better players.
And if
If we're talking stats,
we're going to be honest, though, about Scottie Pippen being an all-star, I don't think Scottie Pippen develops into the player he was without Jordan, because he always said,
Kyrie
Jordan-
doesn't either, though, with LeBron.
Kyrie was an absolute flummox before LeBron came back.
Kyrie did not ever get on the level of
He was
star
the
he
number
got
one
without
pick
LeBron.
overall.
No way. No way.
He was the number one player picked in the draft.
Kyrie
And
was
after playing, 6 games at Duke?
Kyrie was amazing.
What was
He was
Scottie
drafted
Pippen?
number 1, 100%. He does not become that great of a point guard without LeBron. That's a fucking
LeBron
fact.
does make players better. I'm not
Exactly.
arguing that.
Bingo. Bam.
You can't say
Bingo.
Jordan doesn't.
Bingo. Kyrie
You
does
can't
not
say
ever get
Jordan
to
doesn't make players
Kyrie
better.
never gets to the level that he was going to get to without LeBron, and Kevin Love sure as fuck doesn't either. Bingo.
Kevin
point
Love
blank,
went
period.
down.
He
Kevin Love
does not get to
If
that
you
level.
look, if you can look up the stats,
I know, because in
Kevin Love
he was on
in
Timberwolves, he was one of the best, yeah.
Minnesota had 10 times better fucking stats
Nobody
than
even
what
knows Kevin Love's name without LeBron.
Kevin Love was averaging 30 points a game before he came to LeBron, and
Kevin
then went
Love
to
was the
17.
number 1 overall pick in fantasy basketball drafts.
Kevin Love was a dog in Minnesota,
30
but I'm not.
points
He
I
was the
can't lie
number
on
one
that one.
player picked.
30 points
LeBron,
plus 12
They don't
rebounds.
everybody.
But
He
he
was
was-
to where they want to be.
He
without
was
him.
the number 1
Right.
player
I
picked
agree with
because
that,
I was
though.
playing fantasy basketball.
Delo was a nobody without LeBron. Chetty
Absolutely.
Osman's a nobody without LeBron. Tristan Thompson's also a nobody without LeBron.
Oh, absolutely.
Barry Giles a nobody without LeBron.
JJ Barea is a nobody without LeBron.
You're right,
JJ
100%.
Barea is a nobody without LeBron.
Oh,
A lot of these
Without
guys.
this fucking 5'10" fucking white boy fucking bitching LeBron out, making him his fucking bitch.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
Keep talking. That's fine. Let JJ have his moment so he can have his big dick time right now.
Here's another thing that I don't think you guys were going to bring up, because when when Jordan retired, the NBA was the highest ratings it had ever had its entire time. And now, throughout LeBron's career, they're the lowest ever.
Right.
Viewership ratings and all that. For instance, you were averaging almost 30 million viewers per game in Jordan's games. 10 to 15 million for LeBron.
Right. Once again, I'm not trying to make it a popularity contest, but if you're going to go that route, who sells more shoes?
People wanted
Jordan hasn't played 25 fucking years. Who sells more shoes?
I'm so confused where this is relevant.
All I'm saying is people knew
What they're saying
who
is
was
that they made a popularity contest and they said they
No,
were
no,
gonna
no,
do
no,
that.
I
That's
just
what
said
they
I
said.
wasn't trying to do that.
But you just made it one of those.
but that's
so
not what
it's
I'm
fine.
saying. Number one, I was trying to get to the point is that
Well, you need to fucking reel on your buddy over
All
here.
right, hold on. Let him fucking talk.
is that LeBron, you guys have said he's adapted his styles and all that thing. And because he let other people essentially fucking turn the league into a bunch of pussies. And so LeBron decided, I'm going to jump in on that instead of still playing like he did when he was in his first 4 seasons, where he didn't give a fuck. And if he got hit on the face, he still dunked it on their ass. If he was still that player, this might be a different discussion.
I agree with that.
But he's not. He falls the fuck over and lays on the floor for 5 minutes and lets the people go down the court and score.
And they've showed the replays of that. Nobody even touched him. And he's down on the ground. Oh, my God, holding the fucking whatever limb he's fucking holding. And nobody touched him on the play.
And that's why the viewers have went down, is because of where the league is.
Well,
I don't want to fucking watch basketball half the time. The only time I tune in is when it's playoffs and it's Cavs.
So you're saying it's different? Today's game is different if you plug Jordan into it?
No, the game is.
I'm saying he wouldn't have adapted the way LeBron did. He wouldn't have took that route of I'm going to lay down and let them score to lose a game.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
LeBron falls over and he's like,
it's the mentality thing.
Yeah.
But it's not just LeBron.
It's not.
Tons of players that do that in today's game. Like
Jokic is starting to do it. He's been starting to do it. Luka's doing it. And they never used to fucking do that when they came to the league. LeBron was tough.
LeBron was tough as he was.
200
when he was an absolute freight train.
When he came in the league, he was like 270 fucking pounds at 6'8".
Well, I mean, you look at it right now, though. Like a team like the Thunder, they got to their championship by doing like how crazy the fucking flops were. And nobody could do anything about it. So what do? You have to go with that. You
Yeah,
have to start begging for free
I
tickets.
agree totally with that.
Like there's no fighting back.
It doesn't make it more enjoyable, though.
No, it doesn't make it more enjoyable. But I'm saying there's no fighting back against it. You have to go with it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
if you want to win.
But if they continue to do that, the ratings are going to continue to
Sure,
dip.
but the ratings have nothing to do with that. I'm saying the game has adapted, and they had to adapt with it.
All I'm saying is also with that, back in the day, though, even if the game started transitioning to what it is now with the defense side of the ball, fake fouls, flopping and all that. And then they started trying to give people fines if they were caught flopping or whatever.
Yeah.
To try to negate it a little bit. But it's just back then they would have just kept doing it and did it harder the next time to try to prevent them from doing it anymore.
Right.
Like they were hurting you, physically hurting you. You ain't going to fucking do it again. You know what I mean? Like they had that mentality where the mentality now is, fuck that. I'm going to adapt and be that person. I'm going to do it
in
too.
today's game, the physicality is not, if that makes any sense.
The offensive talent is a lot better than what it was. I mean, they're scoring.
And that's going to happen.
130
that
points a
happens
game.
in every sport, because athletes get better. Medicine, science, all that stuff gets better. That's where athletes evolve. Back in the day, if you were a football player and you tore your ACL, your career was over. That's not the same anymore. Medical technology and everything else like that. And it's really hard. And this is what Jordan has always said. He has never said that he's the GOAT. Never one time. Because he's like, that's not fair to Elgin Baylor. And that's not fair to Wilt Chamberlain. And that's not fair to Jerry West,
And I want to preface also that I agree with him 1,000%. But if a talk has to be made, that's why this is going on. But I absolutely don't think that there can be a GOAT debate fairly when there's different eras and the game's changed so much.
But it's fun to do.
It's fun to do.
But I mean, it's not fair. But LeBron, and this rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, is when he was on that barbershop show or whatever. And he said he was the best player of all time.
Yeah.
And that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I didn't care. It didn't rub me the wrong way, but it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Well, it's because for me, it did rub me the wrong way. And it's only because it's not up to you to say that. Yeah. It's your peers to say you're the best.
Well, at the same time, when did he say that?
When he was on that barbershop podcast.
Yeah, what year was that?
It was after they beat the Warriors.
Okay.
The 2016.
I think that's more room than any time to have that much self-confidence in yourself.
Well,
I think if
self-confidence is one thing.
If Jordan said the same thing, I don't think people would be rubbed that way, though. I think the main people getting that impression are the Jordan fans because they feel so greatly about another candidate.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a Jordan fan, so there's that.
Well, I'm just saying that I think if either one of them said it, like if Jordan said it first, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye.
Well, I think what hurts LeBron too is social media, and people just get tired of people being dominant. And LeBron's been doing it for so long, and he's been dominant doing it for so long. It's just like the voter fatigue,
right? He's getting his greatness taken away from him by fatigue, by viewer fatigue.
Yeah, no, for sure, and that's one thing that Jordan didn't have to deal with.
He's still considered
he dealt with it in the newspaper.
First or second.
Yeah. He dealt. I mean, that was your main media outlet. I mean, it was even before SportsCenter was big.
Levi, you have taken, I think, about 5 to 10 minutes of just voluntary silence.
Real mad. Big mad over there.
I got nothing to say on this topic. Right
got nothing. Okay. It's all good. Well, where do we go?
I got a lot more, and I haven't even scratched the surface on it. But I mean, I don't. Are we going into playoffs?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think the first difference with LeBron, everybody always brings up, playoffs. He went to 8 straight finals and all those kind of things, and honestly, I think his first trip to the finals was probably his most impressive.
I agree. Because
against
that
the Spurs,
team had no business.
Yeah, that Cavs team wasn't good.
And he did absolutely carry that team.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But to go into that also, every year LeBron's ever really played in the East, it's been the weakest conference.
Right.
So during those years, the West was way better. And that's just, I don't necessarily have, facts with stats on that.
Right.
But the perception is the West, was the 8th seed was like 10 games over 500, where the 8th seed in the East was like 10 games under.
If you want to prove yourself as a good playoff performer, you had to go to the West.
Well, yeah, they had Dirk, they had Kobe, they had, the Spurs with Tim Duncan.
They had the bigger names. And that's still,
KD.
8 straight finals is still impressive.
Right. And
it is still impressive. Like, it's almost unheard of, but
I just think that for me, it just kind of shapes, that competitive landscape or whatever you want to say. He had that easier road to make it to those finals because there was nobody in the East that was going to stop him.
right.
And then when it shifted and people came to the East, he left and went back to the West.
Yeah. I mean,
or not back to the West, went to the West, I guess.
To the West.
Yeah.
I mean,
because when they all started coming to the East, because then you had Embiid come to the league, you had Jimmy Butler come to the East, Giannis, and the Celtics started playing well. They gave him a tough time. That last
LeBron
team
has been hamstrung anyway because of the titles. So I think he was actually smart by trying to get more titles by pairing up with superstars, because your legacy, the biggest thing is he had to get to 6 titles. I think he's definitely running out of time to do that.
I mean, he's playing like a freak this year.
He's playing good
The
ball
last
right
2
now.
games.
And that is super impressive, too, at the age that he's playing and how much wear and tear he's had on his body to still be doing. But what's the guy spend $1 million a year on his body?
I would also like to preface, too, with them going against the Rockets right now. The Rockets are supposed to be known as this new super team with KD on them. And this is the main point I want to get to with this. LeBron was KD's primary defender last night. KD only made 7 shots and had 9 turnovers. So we talk about the defensive abilities of LeBron, and I think he gets disrespect on it. He's doing that at 41 years old.
I mean,
on KD, one of the best scorers of all time.
It's so
as much as I hate him.
Right, it's so impressive, and now you're coming back down to earth because you hate KD, you won't give him any credit, which I get because it's pretty deep. Your hatred towards KD is pretty fucking deep, which is fine because I'm not a fan either, but. Because I think what he did compared to what LeBron did as far as switching teams.
I honestly just think KD's a fucking pussy. That's what I think.
I mean, he
I gotta
left
go
the
play
fucking
with
Thunder.
15 superstars and prove
Exactly.
that I'm
That's what I'm
big
saying.
dog.
But like that was, and he joined the team that they almost beat the year before when he was with OKC.
They were up 3-1.
And teams are stupid giving that motherfucker $50 million a year just to lose in the playoffs.
They were literally ridiculous. Up 3-1 on the fucking 73-9 Warriors.
Yeah.
In the East or Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, we fumbled that away. I'm peacing out.
Now I'm gonna go join Clay."
And you know what's even sadder about that is when he pieced out, Russell Westbrook became the best version of himself by himself.
Absolutely. And
like KD was holding him back.
A point. If you think you're gonna bring KD in to make your teammates better, that's not what KD does.
Nah, he just is there to score.
No, that's not what he does.
Honestly, I don't think Houston's a good team because they were tripping over each other, falling fucking down and shit, trying to get to people. And I was just like,
you want to talk about?
They're not winning this fucking series with KD.
Not good team. Fucking Pistons are the team to talk about.
Oh, dude, as a 1 seed, they're fucking garbage.
Yeah, I hope that they beat the Magic still, just so that we can face them. Because I would rather face the Pistons than the Magic right now.
Your third best player is Thompson, and you don't even want to play when you're down. That tells you enough. So
yeah,
but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes into these kind of things for my mentality. I
think for me, like when it comes to this, especially the playoffs specifically, my big issue I have, and I talk to JJ about this, and we butt heads on this all the time, probably once a week. It's like when you only consider rings into things, that's when it bugs me.
Yes.
I think everything else plays a big part into it as well. Rings are impressive. That's what you work for. That's the goal. But rings are not everything. And we've proven that with the whole you and I arguing on Bill Russell 550 million times.
Right.
The only difference, I'll say this on with that statistic with Bill Russell, because everybody goes back to that, especially LeBron fans. And granted, I was a LeBron fan at certain points in my life when he was on Cleveland because I'm a diehard Cavs fan. But Bill Russell also was 11-1. He lost. So he was a 91% in the finals. Jordan's 100. That's there's still things that play in that for me. Jordan never lost. Once he got over that hump.
Series is different. That Cavs team, they were down 3-1, right?
Yep. Only time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
But
in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, where teams came back.
Here's my, I guess thing, and I'm going to wrap around a lot of the stuff that we just said in the last few minutes. For one, the first thing I want to bring up is what JJ just mentioned about the just talent difference in the NBA now compared to what it used to be. I think the talent is a lot more in modern NBA. I mean, we have fucking 7-footers that handle the ball like a point guard.
They played a different game.
We got 6'1" fucking point guards who could literally make a legit run at Defensive Player of the Year. And the talent is so crazy.
Yeah. And the foreign players.
I would say.
I mean, Curry.
The foreign players is a huge. I mean, you can name out of the top 5 players, 3 of them are fucking foreign guys?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a huge impact to where back in the day you would have like your Detlef Schrempfs and your Peja Stojakovic's and
they were just kind of role players.
Yeah. Peja was good.
Yeah.
Detlef was good. I mean, they were solid players, but the European, and it's not just European. There's guys coming from Greece like Giannis.
I don't for what you're saying with that though. Like I think the talent's evolved over the years. I think offensively it's better. I don't think it's better defensively.
Oh, I 100% agree. It's an offensive league at this point. That's why it was. And I love Draymond Green saying this. As much as I don't really like him, he did say one thing I really liked a lot was when Wembanyama made that comment in the press game saying, hey, defense is 50% of the game. That's why I deserve to be in the MVP conversation. Draymond Green's literal exact comment on that is like, oh my God. People forget that all the fucking time in the NBA today.
Right.
It's like, oh, that is crazy. Like 50% of the game is defense. Weird. Like,
right. No, I mean,
the defense is way, way less. And the defense was way, way better back then. But that goes back to your physicality thing you're talking about.
Because scoring is what people want to see.
Yeah, you had guys.
So they've changed the rules.
Yeah.
To make more scoring allowed.
Yeah, they took out those defensive rules.
I mean, you can't hardly blow on somebody without getting a foul.
The one I go back to as well, and this is, kind of like modern, but a little bit older as well. Like Ben Wallace, he was great when he played because of his defensive abilities. He wouldn't even be a fucking 12th man on a team today because he has no offense at all.
He has no.
Right.
I mean, he would go into games as a defensive specialist.
That's it. I don't think he would have much of a role on a team. Right. He was one of the best defenders at that position for his time being in the league. Like,
I think a lot of that. I don't know. I just lost train of thought.
I guess my thing on this really would be, and I'd have to actually look at this. I'd have to look at this stuff because I didn't actually, look at it to the fucking T, but I think there's probably a fair, at least assessment, not argument, but at least like something that's worth looking at on whose competition was harder in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely factors in for sure.
I mean, okay, so let's put it this way. Like, where do we put that Warriors team the Cavs played 4 times in a row as far as best teams all time?
Yeah.
And that's as good a point as you've made.
And that's relevant as well, but also what LeBron had to beat to get there wasn't very good.
And that's fair, but I guess I look at it this way, and this is, kind of to nod to you guys a little bit. It's like the Warriors were the closest thing to dominance as the Bulls we're ever going to see.
Yeah.
Like as far as just pure dominance and ability to absolutely wipe your ass every single day if they wanted to. I mean, if you put that LeBron Cavs team against Michael Jordan's Bulls team, they're probably going to have the same turnaround. LeBron might get lucky one time, but he's probably going to lose more times than not because the team that he was going against was the fucking Avengers.
Yeah. Literally built for Pippen and Jordan. The Bulls team was.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody throws Rodman in there. He was only part of 3 of the 6.
Yeah. I think my other thing about the Bulls too, and
Rodman had no offense.
I hate to say this because it does sound like a shitty knock to Jordan, but it's really not meant to be a super shitty knock. It's just one of those things where I don't know. I'd have to look again. But Dennis Rodman and Pippen were feared defenders. Like,
They were
those were guys who fucking scared the shit out of you to get guarded by.
But they
I can't really, and we did this earlier, I can't really name guys that scared other teams that were on LeBron as far as like defensive guys.
Solid defenders. Yeah, you can name some, but like really,
dudes who literally strike the fear of God into you defensively. Like I can't think of very many.
Yeah, I mean, and those Warriors teams had a bullseye on their back because they were so good. But the difference was Jordan's Bulls teams, they were the ones that had the bullseye on their back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They were the ones that everybody was you got to bring your absolute fucking A game to even compete with this team. And I will agree with you that I think LeBron's opponents, talent for talent, are a little better, but I don't think Jordan played against fucking scrubs either, you know?
No, and
Barkley was one of the best players in the
I don't
league.
think he played against
Karl Malone won the MVP one of the years that they beat them.
And they had the best assist guy in the league that year, too.
Yeah,
I guess
the best assist guy every year.
I guess kind of where I'm going with this, and there was a direction I was trying to get to, and I kind of just got there in my head, is the teams that Jordan played in the finals when he won all those rings, his Bulls teams were almost tailor-made to beat teams that he played in the finals.
You would look at some of those scores with the Jazz,
especially
89 to 93.
I don't think
they weren't even They weren't even breaking 100 points.
Yeah, but I don't.
Jordan still had 40.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron's teams were tailor-made to beat all their opponents in the finals.
No.
That's a big difference for me. But that goes back to the talent gap. I mean, you think about the Jazz, and that's the big one. I mean, the best part on those teams, in my opinion, was Karl Malone, and Jordan's not fucking even trying to guard Karl Malone. He's gonna let Rodman or Pippen do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Stockton, who was a great player, but he was never looked at as like, oh, this dude's going to drop fucking 40 on us.
No, he was
not that type of guy.
He was a pure assist guy.
He wasn't that type of guy.
And steals and just, I mean, a lot of people say he was a dirty player. I mean,
but
I guess you gotta have to be a dirty player when you're only 6'1" and fucking.
But I think that's the point I wanted to get to. Like the playoffs, like there's a lot of stats you get into. There's a lot of, the rings, the win-loss record, all that stuff. But I do think Jordan's teams are more tailor-made to win in those final series than LeBron's, and I think it's something you have to at least consider.
Right.
Especially considering the fact that a couple of the rings LeBron won, he probably should have not won because of the teams he won.
And I love a lot of your points. The one that bothers me, though, is the fact that you give no credit to guys that played both of them. And these are guys that played against both guys. And you just kind of laughed it off like, oh, you're just going to say that they said he's better. But I think that means something. Ray Allen was a teammate of LeBron's. They were teammates, and he played against both guys. And he said it's not close. He says to Jordan, and he doesn't hit that shot. They don't win that series against the Spurs.
Here's another person into that, and he never played him, but Dwayne Wade's like his best friend, and he says Jordan's better.
That's very true. But that was his idol growing up. I get it. And Jordan and Kobe is so much of a better comparison because they play the same position.
Yeah.
And they play with the same mentality to where LeBron, you said it earlier, is more of a facilitator. He's going to have more assists stat-wise. He is asked to do different things. And he's got a fucking basketball IQ. LeBron has a crazy basketball IQ.
I just
I'm
don't.
not taking. And that's where I don't want this to be, which I've said earlier. I don't hate LeBron's game at all. He's an absolute savage. I just think Jordan's better. And you can pull up all the stats that you want, everything else, but people are always going to go back to that 6-0 in the finals, 6 finals MVPs, and that those series never went to a game 7. That's always going to be that argument. It's always going to be there, and you can't change that. I mean, it's always going to be there. And when you have a losing record in the finals, it's not a good look if you want to be considered the GOAT. Making 8 straight, very impressive. But let's put it this way. Would the Buffalo Bills, who went to 4 straight Super Bowls, would they trade all of them for just one of those Super Bowl wins? Absolutely. Would their fan base trade all 4 of those just for one Super Bowl win? Because they're one of the few teams in the league that's never won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So they would trade that in a heartbeat.
I mean,
Here's the thing that I go back to, and I'm just going to say this really quick because that's what I was looking for, actually. I mean, you have the rings and all that stuff. Cool, I get that, whatever. And I'm not taking that away at all. You can't take away those rings. I mean, that's something that has to be talked about. Like, it has to be in the conversation of this.
Right.
That's history.
But LeBron has a 58% win percentage in the playoffs. Jordan's is 50. That's a difference.
And
to
that's
me.
good. But that's in the playoffs. That's not in the finals. And where LeBron, I don't know what his percentage is. Was he 4-8?
Is
4-6?
I think
is
it's
4-10.
your stat you're looking at there? Is that for 21 seasons?
20, yeah.
And not, I mean, like, he's got so many more years to play more playoff games. It's going to raise his percentage.
Well, I think that actually gives more to his credit because he played more games and he was able to pull more wins out of
But if you're
more games.
if you're talking playoffs, that's fine and that's cool, whatever. But you're not talking about the finals where it actually means a chip.
I mean, we're talking about the two.
Because Jordan is 100%.
Finals is in the
You know
playoffs.
what I
The
don't
playoffs
like
is the
that
most
you do
competitive.
say? This is the one thing I really don't like that you keep bringing up in this. You keep saying Jordan. Like, it's a team game still at the
It
end
is
of the day.
very much.
Like,
It is-
I would almost prefer if you would say more like, hey, the Bulls are 6-0 in the finals with Jordan. Like, Bulls are 6-0 in the finals with Jordan. Like, that's what I would think is more fair because it's a team game.
But he's the best player on the team that won the finals. So yeah, I mean,
I understand that.
there's
but I'm
only
just saying
one-
It's not just. It's a team game.
There's only one player that was on all 6 of those teams other than Jordan, and that was Pippen. Everybody else was different. The rest of those Bulls teams were 3-0.
So
And
were the
then
teams of
Scotty-
LeBron, though. That's your thing.
Scotty and Michael were 6-0. So, like,
And I'd even more fine with that if you said Scotty and Michael. It's just the fact you keep saying Michael. Like,
because
it's
that's
not
the argument. The
but it's-
argument is Jordan versus LeBron.
But the problem is, it's not.
It's not the Bulls versus the Cavs or the.
But the
Bulls
problem is,
versus
it's
the
not
Heat.
all about Jordan when it comes to the rings. The rings are a team accomplishment. That's my problem. The scoring title, all Jordan. You can do that all day.
Right.
But the ring is a team thing.
all I'll say is with that, too, Jordan's the only player in the history of the NBA to ever win the scoring title,
Yeah.
NBA Finals
You're
MVP.
going to say all in the same year.
Yep. And the Finals and Defensive Player in the Year. He's the only player to ever do that, and he did it twice.
No, he couldn't have. He only won Defensive Player of the Year once.
No, they said I could have swore when I had pulled that stat up,
He's
done
only won
twice.
Defensive Player of the Year. What you're talking about is Finals MVP, regular season MVP, All-Star MVP. Because I've seen this stat. Only one player's ever done what he's done, and he's done it 4 times.
Yeah,
Because I've seen that
the
stat. I
one
know
was
exactly
only
what you're talking
one.
about.
No, maybe it
But it
was
could
just
be
one
Defensive Player
time.
of the Year because he only won that award.
But he did that with
the
those.
arguing against you.
Right. But he did that with the Finals MVP, Finals plus Defensive Player of the
I
Year.
think we could both agree that both LeBron and Jordan should have more regular season MVPs.
Mhm.
I think.
I think they both should have more Defensive Player of the Years, too. I mean, that's just my personal take, though.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard, especially, when Jordan played, you had some defensive guys that were just unreal. Olajuwon is considered one of the best defensive players of all time. Mutombo is considered the best shot blocker of all time. And that award, as you guys know, generally goes to a big guy.
Well, that's kind of what I was going to get to. Like, this is a problem I have with the NBA just in general.
Right.
Is Defensive Player of the Year always feels like it has to be a power forward or a center, which I think
Right.
is bullshit.
Yeah, no, because that's not what the award is. If they want to do that, then they should separate big guys and guards.
But with the exception, too, of like, the couple Jokic is thrown there, a couple LeBrons, a couple KDs
Right.
or whatever, MVP is really a guard award, too.
Yeah.
Which I also
And
think is bullshit.
it didn't used to be.
Which I also think is bullshit.
Right. But and this is how different eras are as well. Back when I was watching basketball, that's the reason why Jordan went number 3 overall in his draft. Now it's always a guard that gets picked early in the draft. And that's how dramatically the game is played. Back then, if you didn't have a center, you were considered you didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
You didn't have a chance if you didn't have a big guy.
Yeah.
But look at those guys that all played in the same era. You had Patrick Ewing, you had David Robinson, you had Olajuwon, you had Alonzo Mourning. Like, the centers were all over. Even
I think-
Rick Smith's on a lower level.
I think the Warriors are what changed that.
Yes.
Where- Yeah, because even I remember that first year
Right.
the Warriors had their first run to the finals.
Right.
And I think it was what's the guy that used to coach him before Steve Kerr?
Mark Jackson.
So Mark Jackson was the one that was talking, and they were in like the Western Conference Finals, and he said they're not going to do anything because you have to have a big man
Right.
when you go up against these other teams that have a dominant
The
center.
big man is now shooting threes.
Yeah,
That
they changed.
never
And if
they
you literally
changed the
can't
game.
shoot a three as a big guy, you're not going to make
That
the league.
never happened before. That's what makes this. The game has changed. They play different positions. It's fun to do, but it's so hard to do, and actually come up with something accurate, and the things that they were asked to do for their teams.
I think honestly that was the main point I want to get across, and the main thing I want to hear through this whole like thing. But going into it, my whole thoughts were, I wanted to hear from you guys that the expectations for them as players were different as far as things they were expected to do for their team.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing I wanted, because that's where the whole conversation gets wishy-washy on who's better, who does this,
Right.
whatever. They were expected to do totally different things. And the whole thing I want to wrap up on this, we do have to finish things up for at least this episode.
Right. Is this a two-parter?
It might be, but
I mean,
anyway.
we didn't really even get into a lot.
Because I've got one final thought after you say that.
Yeah. So like, I guess like the biggest thing for me is I can totally get down with you, and I'm speaking on my behalf only, not Avery's. I totally agree. Jordan's the scariest player of all time. People fucking had the fear of God in their eyes when they went up against him. And I do agree that Jordan has probably the most killer instinct all time. You have a couple ones you could throw in there, like a Kobe you could consider in there.
Kobe's definitely
Curry-
a short conversation.
Curry's another one you could throw in there, really, if you get down to the nitty gritty on it, because of just his abilities
Right.
on the floor. Like, he is
So is
feared.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, he's feared
Jimmy Butler.
by
is pretty
everybody. Kobe Bryant, not Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. And I totally will give you that. But I think LeBron is more of the wild card, and I think there has to be more respect on that, because LeBron can hurt you so many ways.
There's a couple other little things I know we have to wrap up, but these things hurt his legacy. And there's small things that should not. This should not hurt LeBron's legacy, but it does. He never did the dunk contest. Shouldn't hurt his legacy, but it does. It does. People bring it up all the time.
Because
But
The same
at
thing
the
with-
same time, he was playing in an era where the best players did not do the dunk contest.
Right.
Jordan played Dominique Wilkins, one of the best players in the league. Like, the best guys were in the dunk contest.
when the All-Star game was played in Jordan's era, it was competitive. No one gives a shit about the All-Star
Right.
game anymore.
Right,
So
they
why is
scored
anyone
200 points.
so why is
lot.
anyone supposed to give a shit about
Yeah, they
anything else
scored
around it?
200 fucking
But
points in a game.
That, once again, goes back to how the game is just absolutely a different game.
Right. It's like, I know you're saying it is a knock on LeBron, even though it should be. I don't
It
think
should not be. And
I don't think it is at all. Still, though.
because that's not his style of play. He's a power dunker.
Yeah.
But he's not, and he could do some great dunks. Now, he did in high school. He did win a dunk contest. And that's where people get mad. Well, you won a dunk contest in high school. You actually participated in it. And they asked, you tell me the NBA wouldn't love to have LeBron in the dunk contest? The ratings would fucking quadruple instantly from him being in it. But he just never did it. And a lot of people say it's because he was scared of losing it, which Jordan did lose a dunk contest.
Mhm.
I mean, people remember his 3 wins, but they don't remember him losing. He did lose a dunk contest,
Yeah.
which a lot of people don't realize. But that's when the dunk contest was fun, and it was a spectacle. Like,
Right.
people, I as a child looked forward to it every single year.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of
right
been
now-
shit now.
What do we talk about when we see the dunk contest? We don't, because
We
we
don't.
said we didn't watch it
Right.
because it's all props and all fucking like.
All-Star Weekend's just a fucking
Yeah,
joke in general.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, for God's sakes, Damian Lillard won the three-point contest, and he wasn't even active on a roster all
You know,
year.
Exactly.
You know what's funny though?
So dumb.
The only league that it's not a joke,
It's WNBA.
no, is baseball, and it's only because
Because
there's
you get
something
that. There's
you
something.
get
Yeah.
home field advantage in the World Series for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whichever team wins gets that. If they did that with basketball, I think it'd be a bigger deal. That it doesn't matter about your record.
Right.
Whoever wins the All-Star game gets home court advantage in the finals.
But that still can't save the dunk contest.
No, but I think they would take that a little bit more serious.
But see, when I watched the dunk contest as a kid, this is the problem with it now. A guy will attempt the same dunk 5 or 6 times because he missed it that many times. You might see somebody miss a dunk every now and again back when I watched it, but for the most part, they nailed it on the first try. I mean, nobody wants to see somebody do 6 attempts at the same dunk
Well, I think
before they finally hit it.
I mean, it's a lot flashier now. Like, you have to go for bigger stuff for anyone to be interested because it's like if you do any of the stuff that they were doing before, it's like they've already seen that.
And here's the other point to that. The dunks that they were doing back in the day, you could do in game. You're not going to drive a car out to the middle of a game during a fucking game and dunk over a fucking car.
Like, yeah, but that's what they have to do now to get anyone to watch it.
I agree totally. You guys have made some very good points. Very good points. And obviously we're still going to be on our own sides, but, and once again, I think LeBron is phenomenal. Absolutely. He's a better athlete. He's a better person than Jordan.
But he loses the popularity contest, apparently.
He does, because of fatigue. And he does flop all the fucking time now. He does. And people don't like that.
But all I'll say, this is my last thing for you guys. All I'll say is this, is LeBron's played 603, roughly, more games than Michael Jordan ever played. He has 2 fewer rings, 2 fewer final MVPs, 1 fewer season MVP, 9 fewer scoring titles, 3 fewer steal titles, 3 fewer all defensive teams, and has never won a defensive player of the year. So if we're talking about efficiency, I think that goes to Jordan because the longevity is the only reason we talk about LeBron in that debate.
That longevity should not be underlooked.
I'm not saying that, but
4 years, bro.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that to be able, and especially what we just said, how well he's playing in the playoffs.
Right.
That's next level shit. Right?
Well, you know what I think too, and then I'll let Avery get his final thoughts in, and we can kind of close on this episode. I mean, this is up for debate, I guess, as far as a modern NBA fan would go. But I mean, do we really just think LeBron was holding back because what his team told him that they needed from him this whole year? Because now he's the main guy and he's fucking back to being Jesus Christ on the fucking basketball court?
It just wasn't his team.
He definitely has to do a lot more now.
And
I think he could have won a lot more than one scoring title if that was the game he played.
Exactly.
That's just not his game.
It's not his game. And so what are we arguing here? One guy's their play style is totally different.
Well, in that case, like if Jordan was passing and was making more plays like that, like LeBron was, he wouldn't have those scoring titles.
Yeah, Doug Collins played Jordan at the point guard.
Yeah.
I want you to look those numbers up, but you don't have to do it for the show. I just want you to look that up. He averaged a triple double when he played point guard, which is not his natural position by any stretch.
Right.
But Doug Collins felt like that's what needed to be done for the team to win. And so he played him, I think, 24 games.
Yeah. I mean,
Point guard. And you average a triple-double?
I think there really was, a lot of good points on both sides made. I mean, it got a little heated as well. We all know that.
We knew that was going to happen. Yeah. I mean, that was never not going to happen.
But anyways, I think there's a lot of good points. And I think, really, it comes down to a lasting couple things. One thing being, what do you just prefer as a fan, like as a player, like as a coach? Because they do play so differently. Yeah. Number 2, it comes down to they're just totally different positions. So to compare 2 different positions that have different expectations is not really a fair assessment.
But it says how great both players are when they're matched up against each other, even though they play different positions.
And then number 3, I mean, it just comes down to like, I don't want to say popularity or like the personal preference thing, but it just comes down to impact on the game is what it is. I think I think that's the things it comes down to. And it all really ties into what is your preference as coach, fan, player, whatever, that will sway you one way or the other. Because I think they're both great in their own right. And I mean, we could do all the same talk with Kobe as well. And you could have the same conversation. Like
Kobe gets left off the GOAT conversation, I think, a little too much.
I would agree. I think that's a hot take, but it shouldn't be.
I think it's just for the fact that he was so much like Jordan.
Right. And he would openly admit.
Yeah, he wanted to be Jordan.
He emulated his game after Jordan.
And when you do that, and then you're just not as good as him.
And once again, it goes back to he lost in the finals.
That's
twice,
what I'm saying.
And he only has 5 rings. Yeah. And I know you don't like that to be the end-all, be-all.
But when they were like identical.
Together, you have to split hairs somewhere.
Yeah, they
And I
were
think
like
that's where
identical
people do that.
players because they were both great on defense.
Right.
They were both great. I mean, Kobe was just a great scorer. The only other difference, though, I think, is Kobe averaged like 3 assists a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think
Kobe was not a
also-
passer.
Kobe would shoot if he was fucking.
He would shoot 80
yeah.
shots a game.
No disrespect to Kobe either, but I think he gets undermined in the GOAT conversation because he did play with Shaq in his like prime years.
And that's fair.
Because I mean,
That's fair. When they won their title, Shaq was the one winning finals
Yeah,
MVP.
you look at the Bulls, you look at the fucking Lakers when they're like winning titles. I mean, nobody at all is arguing that Shaq is the third best player out there and comparing those teams.
Right.
It's not even a fucking debate. So I think that does hurt Kobe a little bit as well. Okay, he did play with such a great center in the best years of his career.
But he did win a ring with Gasol as well. Or did
Yeah,
he win
but
two?
He won 2 because he went
Gasol
back
was
to
also,
back.
when Gasol was in the league, he was one of the top 3 centers in the league too.
He's really good. Really, he's not Shaq good.
But he's really fucking good.
really
But
good.
Shaq did win a title before Kobe.
Yeah.
Because he won with Miami.
Yeah.
And then, like in 06 or whatever, when Wade and
Mm.
Shaq won.
Yeah, so we'll leave the table open for one last, if anybody has any final comments or anything, and then we'll close.
No, I thought it was good. I mean, it's like I said, your points were valid, very valid points. But I think the overall, in totality, we've realized it's hard to compare a 2-guard to a small forward, and what they were asked to do for their teams and the eras.
Yep.
So it's really hard. I mean, it's like we're seeing right now with Jokic. Has anybody seen anybody play like Jokic?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
he's the only player ever to average 27 points a game, and he led the league in rebounds and assists this year, and he's not going to win MVP.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
voter fatigue,
Once again, which
Get
isn't
the
fair to the
fuck out
player.
of here.
which is why I just
How do you-
I'm undermining
yeah,
what awards
How do you
mean.
lead the league in rebounds and assists and still get 27 points a game?
I mean, awards like that, MVP especially. But for Wemby to win unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, which he absolutely should have. I mean,
Yeah, but what the fuck? Evan Mobley didn't even get a single fucking vote, and he won Defensive Player of the Year last year. That was kind of bullshit.
No offense, as a Cavs fan, I think Mobley fucking sucked this year. So
All I'm saying is he deserved a fucking vote. The Defensive Player of the Year, and
he was the
As
most disappointing Cav this year. In my
as
opinion.
long
but
as
he's playing good ball
he
in
made
the playoffs.
in the playoffs, yeah.
he
which they need that from him.
he
they're gonna
impacts the
make a
game
run-
in the on defensive side.
Right.
Anyways, Avery, you got anything to close out? Or are you good?
I mean, I would just say that again. I want to preface that. And I mean, I know you guys feel similarly. That I think it's impossible to have a GOAT debate because there's been so much debate on different eras.
We
And
sure
it's-
tried, though.
No, we sure
fucking
tried. I do. I think that Michael Jordan absolutely has the argument for the best scorer of all time. I would argue the only person I would argue with that is James Harden. I would argue that that's 1 and 2 right there.
Right.
But as far as all around player, I think LeBron still takes it. I think he dominates in more areas of the game than Jordan did, even though Jordan was the best scorer
Right.
of the two.
I mean,
I just
the
don't think
goal-
points
the
are the
goal
whole
of the game
thing.
is to score more points than the other one. So, but
Defense is 50% of the game still.
and I still think Jordan's a better defender. So,
I just like saying that
Yeah.
because Wemby said that. It's kind of hilarious that people don't think about that.
right.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, this has been a very interesting podcast. We're happy to be back, and we appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys for being so patient with us. Yeah, thank you guys for watching us. Hopefully, you guys had some fun with this. I'm not gonna say there will be a part 2, but maybe there will be a part 2 because there's definitely more we could uncover
Yeah,
with
we-
this.
there's still meat on the bone.
Yeah,
Oh,
but we'll leave that open for discussion between the group. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll see if that happens again. All right, guys,
Give us your ideas. Who's better, LeBron or Jordan?
or Kobe or Curry. All right, guys, have a good one. We love you. Bye.
Bye.